in the square by the fountain, and completely paralyzed. Not physically. Whatever part of me is responsible for decision making. That part of me seemed to have gone out of action on my way to join the party.
Understandable. Totally understandable. You make a deal with yourself one minute, you totally refuse it the next. Quite right. Absolutely naive to think that the minute you set yourself upon a course, that you're going to stick to it for the next 60 seconds.
Sounds more like Chaplin than adult.
The complexity of the human central nervous system alone, all those forces acting upon the human organs.
Shit.
Basically, what have we in a human being? A complex electrical network? No. Even more complex, a complex electrical and chemical network. Can you get chemical networks?
That's conscious shit. The subconscious, it doesn't handle scientific shit. It deals with real shit.
Man does not live with bread alone.
I'm not sure about that.
I'm not so sure about anything. That's the human condition. Man, you are born to uncertainty. You can be sure of nothing.
Sounds more like Chaplin than adult to me.
For the first time in my life, I am breaking free of the physical and emotional umbilical cords which have tied me to my mother.
Now that's Hitler. Pure and adulterated Hitler shit.
Reign of truth, Morris.
Shit ass.
Breaking through to manhood. Completing myself as a human being. Forging new emotional and physical strands with a woman I have chosen in my manhood. Yes, I'm being pretentious and heavy profound. It does happen. From time to time we are confronted with profundities. I should stop doing this. Apologize for every universally profound statement which comes to me.
See, my fellow Jews, my best friends are Gentiles and Nazis.
What is objective reality? The objective reality is there is no objective reality. I don't know. Who knows? How do I bring a balance of the physical and emotional forces in my body to make myself into the optimum functioning of a human organism?
By joining the Nazis?
But now I am moving to a soul union. What the fuck else is it? For Christ's sake, that's what it is. That's what I'm looking for. A soul union. Now I am moving to a soul union. Joining the Nazis is no longer a simple case of my own electrical and physical state. It's hers too.
I know, and that's why I have to talk to Anne about it first, before I can make a definite decision.
Yes, now I understand why I have to see.
Do I?
This is a classic neurotic relationship. My best friend is a Nazi.
See, I had to talk to you about it first.
You see, I'm not a political person. I wish I could help you more. I can just never seem to get involved in politics. Just now, whatever you decided to do would be all right to do.
I couldn't make the move, you see. So we talked about it first.
I do wish I could help you more. It's just, I hate that. Being so down on the Jews. I hate that.
Their idea might be a Germany without Jews. But the reality is, Jews are a part of Germany. A Germany without Jews, it just isn't real. Without Jewish doctors, chemists, scientists, and Jewish capitalists, for Christ's sake. Without Jewish capitalists.
You see, I think people just survive and live. It doesn't matter which government they have. People have survived through all sorts of terrible times, haven't they? You find someone you love, you start a family, and you try not to harm anyone. Isn't that what happens? People just survive and live, and the less harm you do in surviving.
It's not just survival, though, is it? Joining the Nazis. If people like us join them, instead of keeping away, being furious, and push them a bit towards humanity, is that kidding yourself?
But what if they push us the other way?
Yes, it could happen. If it did, I'd get out. No question about it. I'd pull myself away. I'd get out of the country. We'd get out of the country. What are you thinking about, sweetheart?
No, it's just, it's okay to be frightened for yourself when you're on your own. But being frightened for someone you love.
We'll be alright. We'll help each other, won't we? As long as we're together. I feel that. I've never felt anything like that before. And it doesn't matter what happens around us. As long as we have each other.
Another letter we received only this week on the same theme. The Chancellery is continually receiving requests from the relatives of individuals terms with the human situation in the world as it is, throwing away superstition, mysticism, and self-indulgent sentimentality.
Which does not always lead to humanity and compassion.
Although we want a paper from you, arguing along the same lines as you do in Martin. The approach to mercy killers of the incurable and hopelessly insane on the grounds of humanity and compassion.
The novel came out of a direct experience, my mother's senile dementia.
This is what makes your analysis so potent. As the leader says, from the heart, and I would add, from the mind. I take it the opinions so clearly expressed in your novel held are firm personal convictions.
Below a certain level of the quality of human life, yes, I can't see it worth preserving. From the individual sufferer's point of view and his families, yes.
Look here, Chris. Let me be open and frank. I could rest much easier in my bed with your participation in this trilogy. You and I both know how these things can get out of hand. There are certain elements in the party. Aside from that aspect, the inhumanities that can occur in hospitals and other medical institutions. But if we have you with us, do you follow me? That would be for me a guarantee that the whole question of humanity would not be lost. From the initial stages of planning to the final implementation of the scheme.
I'll draft out a paper for you, and the next week over, leader.
That is excellent news. First class. One copy only, to be handed personally to me